All right, before we do anything else, let me fucking make sure this shit actually working. Now it's about some. Now it's talking about some upcoming bitch. Won't even let me see. Talking about some upcoming bitch. Won't even let me see. Talking about some upcoming bitch. All right, now we in here. Now we all the way in here. Now that we have verified that the shit is working, let's go ahead and get started with our intrusive introduction. Anyways, welcome back to the communication station. It's your boy Schwetzy in this bitch. We got a great topic for you guys today. The first thing I'm gonna do though is, as always, for the intro, show you guys a new track that I've been working on. I got some hot shit that I made. Believe I actually ended up finishing this track off on yesterday. So you guys can check this shit out. We got a new music video out. If you guys want to go watch that, go check that out. So we're gonna do this, and then we're gonna get straight into the shit. We're gonna keep it short and sweet for y'all, because I know how it is. Y'all don't fuck with long intros. I don't fuck with long intros. We just gonna listen to this song one time. We in this. All right. Keep it.
Sphinx.
Whoa, goddamn, bitch. I'm really off the motherfucking chain. It's hard to see straight, all these visions in my brain. I'm up at 5 a.m., boy, you know we not the same. I took a new trip, I ain't never land a plane. I took a new bitch, but I never knew her name. Got the flow in my soul, I'ma take it to the grave. Bitch, I know what I know, gotta stick to the plan. Do you know how quick you get left in the sand? Bitch, my soul real rich, I don't never pop Zans. Got a couple new flicks, better post on the gram. Goddamn, bitch, what you doing with your hand? Why you got that shit out, tryna thumb up through my bands? Got a hand up a skirt, I be in the pocket like a nerd. Why the fuck they talking, I be feeling like a firm. If this shit a race, I'm in first, never third. Money so old, no cheese, got curves. Gotta play it both, the only thing that quench thirst. Do they at the worst? Preacher with no church. Found it on the side and I ain't never had to search. I'ma take the beat and put that bitch up in a hearse. I ain't even got a curse, I can keep it PG. Flowing with the surge while you only knee deep. I feel like the MVP, I'm about to hit a 3P. Told you they ain't fucking with me. Schwartzy need a leash, got the traits of a beast. Got the steak for the feast, kick push on a bitch, loop pay on the beat. Done the 21 before can't break. I'm a crease by the lake with the geese trying to take in and breathe. If it was the 80s, they would play me on the boom bars. Every corner store would have me busting out the jukebox. With my attitude, I feel like running from the bulldogs. But I'm spinning chips and then I'm feeling like I'm Huey. I can't let a bitch fool me. I'm creating, not consuming. I'ma do just what I do if they ain't never seen the truth. Fucking chain, fuck a groovy, fucking name in your movies. I'ma have a lot of fun, I don't care if it's goofy. What? Fuck your God, I burned his ass up on the cross. Came from the side and then I grew up out the most. Shine with the gloss, move like a sloth. Keep a tight plan in the mind of a boss. Never fall off, let the pain dissolve. Never let it get to you when I hate an ass off. Make sure you put the work before the power turned off in your house. I don't need before the lights out. Before you go to bed and rest your head in the clouds. Make sure you got a goal and a mission drawed out. And Schwartzy in this bitch, I poured out for my purpose. Thriving in this bitch, worked out, make them nervous. Never moving urgent, ain't surviving, I ain't searching, I ain't popping while they perking from the bottom like an urchin. Bitch, already know I'm top 10. Who the fuck else got bars like a pen? Like I got a life sentence that was never ending. No chance of parole and no chance of be forgiven. Swerving to the beat, I'm about to crash and leave it ending. I came from with people that still feel malicious intent. Thought I'm doing spells, but this time it's just the intent. Flying around the world, I'm about to get it circumvented. Schwartzy in this bitch, a new percentage I invented. Bitch.
Now, I don't know. Hold up. I need that. I be forgetting to put fucking loop on or automatic pause or some shit. That should be fucking start playing other random motherfucker songs. I don't necessarily want that all the time. Sometimes some shit come on, I'll be like, ooh, this shit hot. Let me listen to this shit one time. Right now though, we not in the space, not in the time frame for that. Man, my hair got messed up in 2 seconds. I just brushed this shit too. Anyways, though, welcome back to the communication station. It's your boy Schwetzy in this bitch. We got a good topic for you guys today. I kept it very vague so that we can actually get into some descriptions. And let me Let me raise up a little bit here. I don't like how low that I'm sitting. I'm not like squared in the frame good. So yeah, I kept this topic pretty vague for you guys, just so that I don't know. I just like the title to appear that way, how I constructed it this time. But we're just gonna jump straight into this shit, start freestyling, and speak about this. Is actually some shit that I was talking with somebody that I know about. So shout out to Trey for kind of, in a way, sparking this video idea, because he had said some shit to me that made me kind of observe this to a deeper aspect and get some explanations out in regards to it. So today what we're going to be talking about is the 3 levels of existence, the 3 levels of life, the 3 levels of experience, the 3 levels, the 3 worlds, as I am now calling it. I kind of don't like the light being on in here. I'm gonna keep it a buck. Let's see what it looks like without it. Yeah, that's all right. Y'all feeling the darkness? Do I need to turn the lighting back on, or is this cool? I'm pretty sure this is cool. So I'm gonna just keep going like this until somebody says something about it being too dark or some shit. So yeah, today we're talking about the 3 worlds, or the 3 levels of existence. And I'm gonna list these things off, and I'm going to give a description of each of these things, as well as giving a description of how they interact with each other. You get what I'm saying? So the 3 levels of, I forgot I had an alarm set at 4:30. I started a little bit early, I guess. So yeah, speaking about each one individually, as well as how they all interact with each other, and giving descriptions of each one, so that we can have a more broad understanding of each one and how they interact with each other, and how you might see these things manifesting certain outcomes based upon just your disposition and how you are interacting with these 3 worlds. You get what I'm saying? Okay, so these 3 worlds are the internal world, also known as the mental and emotional world, also known as the spiritual world, also known as a lot of different things. The metaphysical, the divine, the spirit, the whatever you want to call it. That's the first world that we all experience collectively. You get what I'm saying? Your own internal, your own individual internal world, your own mentality, your own thoughts and feelings, your own internal world. You get what I'm saying? So that's the first world that we're all experiencing, right? And from our internal world, then what gets created behind it is the actual physical, or the material world. They and the things that, okay, let's back up a little bit. First, with the spiritual world, or the internal world, the yin realm, whatever you want to call it, your world, your own individual world, your mentality world, shit like that. Let's talk about what things are represented here. What things are represented here, right? And these would be your thoughts and feelings, anything that you have going on within yourself, whether that be something you're consciously aware of, something that you're subconsciously aware of, or something that you're unconsciously aware of. All 3 of these things play out in our internal world, and that's what we're seeing whenever we are interacting with the internal world. We're seeing our mentalities that we create for ourselves. We're seeing our conscious mind, our subconscious mind, and our unconscious mind. We're seeing our thoughts and feelings, and a thought and a feeling coming together to become one, essentially, is the creation of a mentality. So that's what you're viewing whenever you're in your internal world. You're viewing your thoughts and feelings. You're viewing the combination of the 2, which makes mentalities. And then you're also viewing your conscious, subconscious, and unconscious mind. That's the 3 things that you're viewing from the internal world, right? So that's what the internal world will be correlated to. Now, whenever we get to the physical world, the material world, the world that we see outside of ourselves, the things that are tangible and that we can see, right? The things that's the second world. It's this physical, material plane of existence that we're all collectively sharing in. Once again, just like we're all observing our own internal world, some people to a higher degree, some people to a lesser degree. For like examples of these concepts of people being like NPCs and shit like that, and people not having like an internal dialogue, that would be a person who experiences that internal world on a lesser percentage level. They're not necessarily aware of all the thoughts and feelings that are coming across them. They're not necessarily aware of how to direct their own energy and create their own mentalities for themselves. So they would experience it on a lesser percentage level. The person who is more in the internal world and more aware and more like, I don't want to use the word control because that implies a level of having like control issues or some shit like that. And there really is like, everything is a level of control, really, because you're the one who's manifesting your own experiences for yourself. You are the creator of your own reality. So pretty much everything is under your control, but knowingly or unknowingly. But I feel like using the word control in that aspect, as far as like having control, directing your own thoughts and feelings, directing your own energy, that implies a little bit of a level of having issues. I just want to clarify that for my own psyche and for anybody who might be watching this and get the wrong impression off of me. So everyone's going to experience these worlds at different percentage levels and different levels of intensity. You get what I'm saying? So after the spiritual world or the internal world, whatever the fuck you want to call it, use the term that has the least amount of baggage on your fucking mind for you. That way you're not sitting here putting like heavy witchcraft and spookism on these words and thinking that I'm meaning something that I'm not, or I'm saying something that I'm not in this scenario. We're strictly just talking about your internal world and how you perceive things in that realm, in that space within yourself, when you're creating your mentalities, when you're observing your thoughts and feelings, when you're observing whatever it is you have going on within yourself. So boom, then we move on. And mind you, the internal world is what creates the physical world. If the physical world would not exist without the internal world coming first. And the reason why it exists now the way that it does is because there's a lot of individuals here. There's me, there's you, there's fucking quote unquote 7 point how many ever other billion people here with their own internal world who are creating mentalities, who are creating things to be observed and manifesting experiences for themselves. So what happens when you have a large sum of people having an internal experience in an internal world and creating those bodies for themselves? And mind you, on each level of these existences, we create bodies for ourselves as well. We create concepts for ourselves. So on the first level of existence in the internal world, what we're, the bodies that we're creating would be the mentality. That's the body that you're creating. That's the thing that you're traveling through. You get what I'm saying? That's how you're viewing things. That's how you can be seen from other people. People can see your character. People can see your mentality from a internal world perspective when they're viewing you through the physical lens of existence in the material world. That they can kind of see off of you your mentality. So that the body that you choose in the internal world, it low-key represents your spirit to a certain degree. For other people that actually have a level of perception and insight to be able to actually see your mentality or your character on you and actually like be able to perceive like who you really are beyond how like it just appeared that you are. You get what I'm saying? So one moment. So yeah, on each level of existence, we're going to be creating bodies for ourselves. So let's move off of the internal realm for just a second. And keep in mind, this isn't going to be like a linear thing. I'm going to keep bouncing back and forth between all these because like I said, I've got to give a description of each one as well as how they interact with each other. So I'm going to start on one and then I might bounce to another one and backtrack and bounce back and forth and stuff like that. You get what I'm saying? So boom. Now we're stepping into the physical world in a more broader circumstance. Now that we understand the internal world to a certain degree, we understand it a little bit better now. You get what I'm saying? So now keep in mind, also, I got to go back to the spiritual world for a second because I've fucking left something out. Not only is the body that we're creating in the internal world okay, one moment. Of course, as soon as I hop on live, niggas want to start texting me and being weird and shit like that. But it is what it is. So yeah, we'll handle that phone situation later. So back to the spiritual world. There's or internal world. I want to use that word I want to start using. Keep in mind, Schwetzy, I want to start using the word internal world in this video specifically a little bit more, just so it can reach a more broad audience and people aren't putting so much baggage on the word spiritual, because how shit goes within the spiritual community. It's a lot of lost motherfuckers, and it's a lot of people with Disneyland, Walt Disney level of thinking when it comes into the spiritual world and shit like that. And we got all kind of weird concepts when it's dealing with this world. So we're just going to call it the internal world for this video specifically. So anyways, another type of body that you're going to create in that world is concepts as well. That's another thing that you need to take into consideration from the internal realm. Not only is it creating mentalities, thoughts and feelings coming together, it's also you creating concepts, belief systems, things like this. You get what I'm saying? Worldviews, shit like that. When it come purely from internal. Now you can pick up things from the external physical environment to create these concepts and stuff like that as well. And that's what you see majority of the world doing. They go by trends and wherever the tide blows and whatever societal standards that are in place at the moment. You get what I'm saying? So you're observing that, and it like influences your internal world. So now that you see like majority of people are on this, or this is how most of the world is thinking, and you have an opinion towards that as far as this is the right thing or the wrong thing to do, or now you start to create concepts and belief systems and characters and virtues and principles and shit like that off of that. So it plays into your internal realm, and what you're doing is you're creating new ways to view the world and view yourself and view whatever it is you're working with. You get what I'm saying? So that's another level of type of bodies that you would create in the internal realm, and it's influenced by the physical world as well as the technological world, which is the third world that we're about to get into and give descriptions of here in a minute. So once we get to that point, I'll explain how the technological world affect the physical world and the internal world as well. You get what I'm saying? So onto the physical world now. Whenever we're in the physical world now, the body that we're going to create for ourselves in the physical world is this one. It's the physical body. It's what is tangible. It's what is right here. You get what I'm saying? So what happens is people started with the internal realm, right? Out of that, reality was created, materialization started to happen, and things started to materialize and manifest out of those bodies that we created in the internal realm in the first place. You get what I'm saying? So as time goes on, once people start to get higher levels of perception and higher levels of soul evolution and shit like that, and we're experiencing things down here on this physical plane of existence, what happens is people track reality. People pay attention to what is happening around them based on the mentalities that they created out of the internal realm. Now, a lot of people might not know that everything that we see physical, every concept, everything, every invention, every materialization came from somewhere in the internal realm first. You get what I'm saying? So not a lot of people are aware of that, and it takes them out of the loop of having this creator type of mentality about themselves, and this creator type of morality and level of existence as a creator. You get what I'm saying? It takes them out of that loop. But what a lot of people are doing is, over time, they're observing the reality as it happens around them. They're seeing how things happen and how things interact with each other. So from there, they're from the physical perspective, they're looking at things from a surface level physical existence, and they are cherry picking from reality and taking these things and creating more mentalities and creating more concepts and more belief systems. You get what I'm saying? That's why, like, collectively, there's so many different concepts and there's so many different waves that you can ride in the physical world. You get what I'm saying? Because all these things come from the internal, and then it expresses itself physically. So it starts to be a character that people wear on themselves. It starts to be even down to the clothing, down to the body language they have on themselves, down to whatever it may be. You get what I'm saying? and people can see that, so people will interact with these things, and it just is what it is at that point. But that's why you have so many different examples of things that you could do and ways of thinking to attain certain physical material objects. Like, if you peep game of the mentality and shit like that, you will start to realize, like, if you really cold at peeping game from an internal perspective rather than what you just seeing physically. Say, for example, you see a person who gained a certain level of success. You get what I'm saying? You are observing how that they gained this certain level of success. If you're super cold at peeping game of their character and the mentality that they're carrying and the virtues and principles and the level of morality that they've created for themselves, you can actually put yourself in a position to attain the exact same things if it's for you, for the simple fact that you're so cold about it. You know what type of mentality, what type of character, and how this person views things, and how this person would think about certain things for them to gain that level of success. You get what I'm saying? And now you can match that mentality in your own way, of course, and get the same level of shit that they got, material items, materialization, whatever it may be. You will be able to manifest the same exact things just by adjusting your way of thinking and adjusting your mentalities within yourself. You get what I'm saying? But a lot of people aren't perceptive enough to do that. A lot of people just attach themselves to certain things because they're popular, or they desire certain things because it look like it's comfortable, or it look like it's peachy keen and sweet and all this type of shit. You get what I'm saying? So majority of the world is going to be, and this is the thing to take into consideration. The internal world is what truly prevails. That's where the real world is at. You get what I'm saying? But majority of society, majority of the world, majority of humanity is strictly in the physical world category and the technological world category, which is an offshoot of the physical reality. You get what I'm saying? But most people are so surface level minded that they are right here with it. They're only in the physical and the technological world, and they don't know how to exactly perceive things or create things from within and bring it out into reality. You get what I'm saying? And they would never understand you who does know how to do that. You get what I'm saying? A lot of the time with people like that, you have no choice but to show them. You get what I'm saying? Like you have, like, you can't sit here and explain an internal thing to a person who is strictly surface level physical minded. You get what I'm saying? Like it's very difficult. A person would have to be very physical, but also pretty evolved and pretty open minded for them to even be able to pick up on concepts that you are bringing from the internal world and bringing out into the physical world. You get what I'm saying? But for the time being, let's move on to the third thing, to the third level of existence, the third world. Wait, let's add one more thing. Another level of bodies that we would create down here, as far as in the physical world, beyond just this, will also be our material possessions. You get what I'm saying? That like you and our friends. You get what I'm saying? Because you've heard these sayings all the time. Like, these sayings hold truth to them if you know if you know how to peep game. You get what I'm saying? You are who you hang with. You get what I'm saying? That's one. So your friends will be another level of body that you create for yourself. Your associations and shit like that will be another body that you would create for yourself, because these things tend to kind of represent you in a certain way. And if they don't exactly represent you, they represent where you were in the internal world whenever you started creating that energy and that mentality and that character in the first place. If it don't, like, if you're not happy with it, and you don't exactly vibe with this situation and da 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 da, or these people, or da 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 da, and you don't think that it represents you, you was in a space that was like disingenuous whenever you were creating whatever mentality and whatever energy you were creating to make a reflection in the physical world of that energy for you to actually see and participate with. You get what I'm saying? Now I got niggas calling me. You know I'm live, bro. I know you know I'm live because you just left. Like I physically witnessed you just be here and then leave. I know it was you. You know I'm on live, gang. I seen you. Like the number on the screen don't mean shit. And this is like this is the thing about it, bro. This is the way that I truly see things. The number on the screen don't matter, bitch. I can peep game of shit from the internal world, so I can see where things come from. You get what I'm saying? Because I've been in the internal world and I've done so much work there for such a long period of time. I know how to, like I said, everything tied back to the internal world. So everything in physicality is just a representation of whatever was going on in the internal world. You get what I'm saying? And then when we bring these things together, and you back now. I told you, bro. I told you soon as the phone call hang up, you back. I know, bro. I know it's not that hard to peep game, bro. But anyways, everything ties back to the internal world. So everything you see in physicality will be a representation of that energy you was in the internal world whenever you was creating that in the first place. You get what I'm saying? So if you're not liking something in your physical reality at the moment, you hold disdain towards it, or it's not something that's really like truly in alignment with who you really are and shit like that. You got a peep game of how you was being disingenuous in the internal world, and you was lying to yourself to a certain degree and creating mentalities and characters and virtues and principles and morality, moral compasses and shit like that was not in alignment with who you truly are. So you was being fake to yourself first in the internal world, and then it trickled down and have that trickle down effect, and it come into physical reality. So like, for example, what just happened, I can see a number on a screen, but I can track where that came from in the internal realm. You get what I'm saying? Because I'm seeing how every piece of everything that I am within myself, how it interacts with the physical reality and creates a reflection of whatever state of being I was in whenever I was doing my work internally. You get what I'm saying? So a number on a screen could pop up and you like get a phone call at the same time, right? But soon as that phone call come through, then the number on the screen disappear, right? And then while you're sitting here watching the phone call ring, when the phone call go off, the number on the screen pop back up. Now, these are all just physical things that I'm seeing right now. But the thing to take very keen note of is the feeling that it sparked within you, the thoughts and the mentalities that it start to spark within you, what type of space it puts you in within yourself when you observe these things. You get what I'm saying? Now you see the reflection. Now you see within yourself. Now you see where that came from, and now you can track it, and it all come into perfect alignment. You can see it not only within yourself, but you can see how whatever you're interacting with, you can see where it come from if you're dealing with an external person as well. Like you can see what type of space that person was in when you're observing shit. You get what I'm saying? So that's just one example, right? So for example, like I said, when I watch the number on the screen go up, then go down, then right when the phone call come through, then right when the phone call go off, the number on the screen go back up. You get what I'm saying? It sparked a feeling within me that let me know who that person was, that left the chat, called me, and then came back into the chat. You get what I'm saying? It's not very difficult to peep game. You can tie up you can tie it to itself, bro. Like it's not that difficult. Like trust me, bro. Like just trust me, for real. So anyways, we're moving on to the next segment of things. Like niggas will try to refute your talking points all day, bro. It is what it is. Like niggas will try to make you doubt anything that you got going on off rip just because they doubt everything. Like it is what it is. I ain't about to trip over nothing. But anyways, boom. When we move on to we was in the physical world, right? And we're tracking things as how they as how you see. Okay, boom. We need to give one more example for physicality first. One time. And I apologize if I'm talking fast. You guys know this is kind of something that I just do. You get what I'm saying? So if anybody needs me to slow down, either slow down the video or type in the chat and just kindly ask me to kind of try to rein it in and slow it down a little bit, and I'll do my best to do so. But y'all know how it goes. Whenever I get in my mode and I get on my true pivot and I get like in my true essence and my true energy, bro, like this shit just be rapid. Like I know how to break it down. I know how to observe it. I know how to pinpoint it. I know how to, you get what I'm saying? Like it's not that tough. You get what I'm saying? So boom. We need to give one more example from the physical reality. Now, right, boom. Say for example, you've been going through a lot of hardship because of the mentalities that you were creating whenever you were younger, and whenever you were trying to like be people pleasing or self-sacrificing, and you were creating mentalities for yourself that only served a purpose for a certain amount of time, but low key hurt you in the long run. You get what I'm saying? So you've been going through a lot of hardship, and you've been going through a lot of negative cycles in response to those mentalities that you created earlier in your life. You get what I'm saying? Boom. Now you're observing these mentalities, and you're trying to fix them from a root cause. You get what I'm saying? Like you're trying to fix them from where they start at in the internal realm. So you're observing these mentalities, and you're seeing, oh, like I see how that's not beneficial anymore. I see how that is what do you call it? I see how that is putting up certain blockages. There's a certain term I'm looking for, but you see how it's interfering with what you got going on. Basically, you get what I'm saying? So you see this mentality not beneficial no more. You see that in the present moment that is creating more cycles of negativity and more cycles of shit that you necessarily don't want to experience, right? So you observe that, you destroy that mentality, you get rid of it, you kill it off, you decide not to participate in it no more. But meanwhile, while you do that, you create a new mentality that is predicated towards a certain energy signature. You get what I'm saying? So in this specific example, we use the example of joy, right? So you create a mentality of joy. You create thoughts and feelings that are predicated towards feeling joy for yourself, for others, supporting others, whatever it may be, just joy in general, right? So now, meanwhile, physical reality still got to take time to catch up. You get what I'm saying? So it got to catch up to whatever work you was putting in on the internal realm. The physical reality gotta catch up to that. It takes some time. You get what I'm saying? So you already broke that mentality within yourself. You're still working on burning off any residual energy that's bleeding through into your reality from that mentality in your present moment, right? So you're still dealing with certain negative cycles that have manifested out of that starting point, out of that first mentality, right? So whenever you're doing that, now all of a sudden a circumstance and situation comes along that sparks a feeling of immense joy within you, like utmost joy, like the highest level of joy, almost like too much. Like, and that's how it was when you created it. You get what I'm saying? That's how you was feeling when you created it. So boom, when you're going through your physical experiences and you experience something that give you that same level of joy that you created for yourself, that right there is the reflection. That's how you can track it back to, oh, I like this experience. You get what I'm saying? And this is the reason that this experience came to me, because of this mentality that I was creating whenever I was in this space within myself. You get what I'm saying? So let me create more of that. That's what it should be. That type of shit, when it reflect back to you, the joy and like the good things, whatever it is that like you truly want to experience, or whatever is in alignment with your soul, that it could be something that is perceived as completely negative, but you might like truly enjoy the shit. You know what I'm saying? And it might be the best thing for you. I can't speak for everybody's circumstance and situation. You get what I'm saying? But that reflection right there, it should be the thing to let you know, not to like be chasing more of that type of experience and always like trying to put yourself in position to experience that same type of thing in a different way or something like that. No, that's confirmation for you to go back to the drawing board, go back to the internal realm and create more of that mentality. Make that mentality stronger, make it more sufficient, make it more sustainable so that you can experience it for larger percentage levels of your day, weeks, months, and years on the physical plane of existence. Bitch, it's that simple. It's very not hard, but people make it hard. It's very simple, but people make it fucking complex as fuck. You get what I'm saying? So boom. Now we move on to the third peg. Now that I gave y'all some examples as far as physicality and shit like that. Boom. Now you move on to the third level of existence. You get what I'm saying? The third level of existence is the technological world, aka the internet. And this is a tricky bitch, okay? So let's get a breakdown of the internet world and the bodies that we would create in that type of world. Okay, boom. So now that we on the internet world, this is the third world, and this one is pretty new. This one is a young world. This is a young level of existence. This shit is pretty much still a baby at this point. You get what I'm saying? I need more Nick. So anyways, this is a young world, right? Now the type of bodies that we would create for ourselves in these type of circumstances and situations is all the characters that you see. Not as far as the internal realm definition of character, as far as like, what can I say to define character? Like, it's not about like your worldview, how you conduct yourself. It's not about anything like that. The characters that you create online would be like your username, the character that you play out whenever you're being like an actor and shit like that, or like doing skits or doing comedy stuff, or even if you purely just a consumer and you just hop online to do this or that and share certain videos and photos and da 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 da. That's still a character that you're creating. You get what I'm saying? Even down to your profile picture to a certain degree. You get what I'm saying? Even down to you going and creating a AI version, cartoon version of yourself. Like it's truly that the characters that you create for yourself. You get what I'm saying? So that will be the characters we create in the internet realm. Now, each of these things, each character that you create in each world gives a reflection and a representation back to who you actually are. You get what I'm saying? Now, a lot of these, and this is where a lot of misinterpretation and a lot of misunderstanding comes into play, because these things will not always like truly define who you are and won't truly point you to the right direction in most cases, unless you're a person who is like me and strictly does everything out of the frequency of authenticity. So you're not faking anything. You're not faking the funk for shit. You're not acting in any type of way. Even through the internet, people would get closer to perceiving who the true you is. But there's still levels of misunderstanding and confusion in both the physical world and the technological world, even the internal world to a certain degree. But I think the main reason for that is majority of people are very surface level and physical minded, like a true real being. And like, I've experienced people like this. Trust me, I have. I know how to identify them. I can tell when you on bullshit. It's very simple, bro. And I see it from the very beginning. Sometimes I just let it play out for a little bit of time just to make sure I'm not jumping to conclusions and shit like that. But still, wait, where was I going with that? Fuck. Gotta get a new hit. Remind me of what I was going for. Oh yeah. Like I said, most people are physical minded. So even if they're peeping your true character and your mentalities from the internal realm, it's still going to be a bit of a misunderstanding. Like I said, any real being who observe your character when they meet you in physicality and they're peeping your mentality and the character and the virtues and principles you carry as a person, they're going to be able to get closer to seeing who the true you is. You get what I'm saying? But only you can really know that. But there's people that get close due to their level of perception, due to their level of evolution, due to the level of work that they've done on themselves to understand themselves and reality at the same time. You get what I'm saying? So a real being would be able to get closer, but majority of the world is not going to be able to understand who you truly are. You get what I'm saying? Only you gonna be able to see that, and the percentage level of people who can get close to that. You get what I'm saying? But that's why it's important to do everything when you're interacting with all three of these worlds. Interact with them from the space and the frequency and the vibration of authenticity. That will help you to be understood a lot better in a lot of situations. But like I said, majority of the world is still very surface level in physicality, so it's going to be very difficult for them to pick up, and there's going to be misunderstandings. You get what I'm saying? But the authenticity is really just for the people who do have a true level of perception. That way they can see it more easier, because this is the thing. You don't want to burn bridges and ruin relationships with individuals based upon the fact that you are not in the frequency of authenticity, and you're showing a fake face. You're putting on a facade. You're putting on a fake character. You're developing a fake mentality that isn't even in true alignment with who you really are. So you burn bridges in this way, because a person with a true level of perception and a true level and ability to see things from the internal world, they're going to be able to smell it off of you instantly whenever they come around you, and they see like, okay, I might not be able to see who this person truly is at the end of the day, but what I do see from them is disingenuous energy. You get what I'm saying? A person with a true level of perception, they'll be able to pick up on this shit immediately. They'll be able to tell like, oh, this motherfucker faking, bro. Like what like even if it's not something that's serious, a lot of real beings don't want to be around people who carry that disingenuous frequency and vibration in the first place, because not only do we know what it manifests, but we know that you can't be trusted now. You get what I'm saying? But this is the thing about it. Like I said, the internal world create the physical world. The physical world create the technological world. But keep in mind, the technological world still come from the internal world, because for some reason, as a collective consciousness, we created mentalities and come to an understanding and created belief systems and concepts to think that we need another level and another layer and another filtering system to express ourselves through. You get what I'm saying? Don't know why the fuck we did that, but we're here at this point. And now people who don't really give a fuck about shit like that, all we can do now is utilize the internet as a tool, create our content, express ourselves creatively, and put our fucking art into works. You get what I'm saying? That's all we can do at this point. But this is one of the most important things to take in mind and take into consideration from this entire message that I got right here for you guys. You get what I'm saying? This is like the most important thing to take into consideration, right? Now, people who have lived in physicality and understood what real life is about. I know majority of the world will be able to relate to this topic, because majority of the world is very physical minded. You get what I'm saying? Whenever things are expressed and talked about on the internet, concepts are displayed, talking points are displayed, right? That's a world of its own. So when you come on the internet and be talking about things, sorry, excuse me. When you come on the internet and you respond to a talking point, say for example, you go and comment into somebody's you go and comment onto somebody's post or somebody's video or some shit, right? With the intention in mind of correlating whatever was spoke about through the technological world, through the internet world, speaking about it in a way from a life perspective, from a real world understanding. You get what I'm saying? Like how things would play out in reality as opposed to how they would play out on the internet. You get what I'm saying? So you come on the internet and start speaking about shit in that type of aspect, right? People are going to think you're crazy in most situations. I've seen shit that make a lot of sense in reality be completely refuted on the internet, because it's two separate worlds. It's two different worlds. Like I said, these worlds all interact with each other and they all came from the same place, but a lot of people's concepts on the internet will be refuted whenever they come into the comment section and they're speaking about it in a real world, real life, how this shit would play out in reality type of way. You get what I'm saying? So now track that back 1 second. Track that back 1 second. Track that back. Majority of people not gonna understand it, because what you're doing is you're attacking one world with a world that is separate and outside of that world. Like I said, they all come from the same place, so they're all connected in a way, but there is a level of separation within each one. You get what I'm saying? So when you come on the internet speaking about how shit what happened in real life, most people aren't gonna understand it, because it's not the internet world's perception. It's not the internet world standard. That's not how things would play out on the internet. You get what I'm saying? Now, in the physical world, the same thing happens in response to the spiritual world or the internal world as well. One moment. Let me give a response to my boy who just commented. Shout out to Kamulek YouTube. Kamulek YT says hi. Hello, nice to meet you. I seen that you just subscribed. I got a notification on my cell phone. Thank you very much for being here. You know what I'm saying? We just chopping shit up right now, so we gonna jump right back into this shit. I gave you your attention for the moment. Now it's time to move on. Shout out to you. Thank you for being here. Boom. Now on to the next. Whenever you are in a perspective where you are operating from the spiritual world and you have to convey things to people who are strictly in physicality, the same exact thing happens. You are speaking about real life. You get what I'm saying? The real life as it manifests and how it interacts, right? You're speaking about real life from the internal world before it becomes physicality, right? Like if you truly understand these things, like don't try to dive into this realm, into this internal world, into this way of thinking. Don't try to adopt my ways of expressing and think that you just automatically know what you're talking about. No, this shit took dedication. This shit took real work. This shit took fucking discipline. This shit took not playing the fuck around with myself or my energy. It took sacrifice. It took a lot of things, and it took time as well. That's another thing to take into consideration. You know what I'm saying? Certain people can jump into these concepts due to the level of evolution that they've went through on a soul level and pick it up a lot quicker than certain other people can. You get what I'm saying? But still yet, it's going to take work. It's going to take time. It's going to take destroying certain paradigms. I'm rapping now. I'm spitting in this bitch now. Anyways, it's going to take time and a certain level of destroying paradigms. It's not going to be something that just come to you overnight. It's not going to be something that you can gain an understanding and a broad perspective overnight. You get what I'm saying? You're going to have to put in work. You're going to have to be willing to sacrifice. You're going to have to be willing to lose everything damn near. You get what I'm saying? To really, truly understand yourself, understand what real life is, understand energies, understand how they play off of each other, how they interact with each other, to be able to understand people, to be able to understand what you receiving, to be able to understand what you respect, what you don't respect, to be able to understand what you deserve, to be able to understand what you willing to accept from people. Like, bro, there's a lot of shit that goes into this, and there's a lot of work that must be done. There's levels of understandings that, like, bro. And this is the thing about it. I'm so limited with being able to only use the English language to explain this shit too. And this is the thing about it too. Like, I might not talk smart all the time, but bro, I have a fucking vast level of vocabulary. You get what I'm saying? I have a very vast level of vocabulary. So me being the person that I am and knowing the vocabulary that I have and knowing the understandings that I have, it truly just let me know how limiting the English language is, because it puts everything in a box. And there's certain shit that I like, it'll be a true concept, but the simple thing about it is I only have a very few choice words to express the concept that I just observed from the internal world. So whenever I sit here and I'm spitting, I know I'm casting gems. Real motherfuckers would be able to pick up on it. Real motherfuckers would be able to understand the energy, but you not able to understand the energy, and you not able to perceive what's going on because you're caught up on the word and how I'm expressing myself. And it don't make sense. It's just like the internet shit. You get what I'm saying? When I come on there and I start talking about physicality and how shit would play out in the world, in society on the internet, motherfuckers ain't understanding it for some reason. All of a sudden, we acting like we not both in the internet and in real life as well. Same shit happens in whenever we're looking at the Venn diagram that go from the internal world to the physical world. The exact same thing happened. I start speaking, I start talking about what the fuck is really going on, and then all of a sudden motherfuckers want to act like we not in both worlds at the same time and shit. What the fuck? What do that even mean, bro? Like all of a sudden we're not in all three of these worlds at the same time now. Oh, I'm the only one experiencing this, huh? Nah, bitch, you lying. Stop playing. And this is the thing too. Like I said, a lot of it be due to the fact that people have certain baggages and people have a lot of preconceived notions about things due to the English language and how they've been programmed to view certain things. But the thing about that is, bro, I feel like majority of people just be playing stupid on purpose. Same way they do through the internet. People call it trolling and shit like that. People call it trolling and all this type of shit. No, bro. You doing the same thing in reality when I'm talking about the internal world. You doing the exact same thing. It doesn't fit your bias and it doesn't make you feel comfortable. So I don't know what I'm talking about. Man, get the fuck out of here. Mac Dang talking about real shit. And then, man, this nigga. Just want to say I've been in here since after I called because I seen seen your story, watched you argue with my girl and everyone about how you feel about me and how you feel I'm not authentic to them. Ignore a phone call to talk about it. Number one, I ain't argue with nobody. Let's make that very clear. You know what I'm saying? I ain't argue with nobody. If you perceive that as an argument, you need a level of evolution to your mind state, bro, and the way that you perceive things. I ain't trying to argue with nobody. That's the last thing I give a fuck about. I can tell you that right now. Number two, I'm on live stream, gang. That's the reason I'm not answering a phone call. And on top of that, I done stated 4 or 5 times. The people that I was talking to wasn't even the people that I wanted to talk to. People was just spamming me. So, yeah, of course I'm going to generate a response. Of course I'm going to say something. Of course I'm going to bait these motherfuckers into showing me the energy that I've been peeping the whole time. You get what I'm saying? Very, very, very simple. You get what I'm saying? And I never, what was the last thing you said? Argue with my girl and everyone else about how you feel about me and how you feel I'm not authentic to them, which is what I guess you're trying to say. I'm not exactly sure, but yeah, I don't know what you're talking about. Never even used that word. Yeah, you're just perceiving things incorrectly. I'll keep it a $150. You perceiving things incorrectly. But yeah, and then you talk about I ignore a phone call to talk about it. and you in here spamming my chat now on live stream. Like, truly, you think you're gonna embarrass me or something? Like, I can tell you now, I don't give a fuck. Like let's be honest. And this is the thing too, bro. This is the thing too. When you want to talk about what made you feel this way, we can talk. I disagree. You threatened to leave over top of talk about it because you threatened to leave a Discord. That's projecting your internal thought. No, to then ignore a phone call. No, I'm not just found it. No, just trying to talk about how you feel instead of everyone else. I'll be honest, bro. I'll be honest. Also, shout out to Famous Milo. I seen you in there in the in-between section. As you can tell, we got some weird shit going on right now. This live, and then this is the thing about it. I'm picking up the energy like you feel like I'm talking about you. Aside from the fact that I know you was here and then called me, left, and then came back, and your number popped back up on the screen because the number was the same all the way up until that point, and I peeped it. You know what I'm saying? That's the only segment of any of this video that has been about you, for the simple fact that you called me while I'm working, while I'm trying to do something. Hold on. Hello?
Supper's ready.
Okay, 1 minute. Nigga say you are, I'll clip it, you are, I'll clip it, bro. Nah, nigga, you revealing your own hand right now, bro. Like, you taking it personally. That's how I know that you feel some type of way about me, my nigga. Like, I am not going to pull the wool over my own eyes. I am not going to play the fool, and I'm not going to pity the fool either, bro. You're showing your own hand. You're in here spamming my chat right now about some shit I wanted to handle privately in the first place, but motherfuckers kept talking to me and drawing it out of me. I was going to keep it vague. I was going to keep it simple. So then I started implementing other strategies. I started implementing other strategies. I started baiting other people to show their hand. Why? So I could find out who truly fuck with me, bro. It's very simple. Like what I was just talking about. Whenever you in that internal realm and you talking about shit that happens in that internal realm and you bring it to physicality, it don't make no sense. Like it don't make no sense to y'all. But nigga said, nope, I'm trying to get you to call me like a human to human. That's what I was trying to do in the first place. On God, niggas keep bringing weird energy. Niggas keep summoning my energy to the chat. Niggas keep putting weird energy on my name, bro. I'm not stupid. You reacting like this is proving exactly what I'm talking about. This whole entire live stream, nigga, has not been about you, bro. Like, it has not. The only thing that I said about you was the number changing on the screen, you calling me, the number going down, and then the number going back up as soon as the phone call ended. Very simple. And you talking about I got upset in the Discord and then got online to go yap on a YouTube live. Nigga, this live stream has been in plan for fucking a week and a half, 2 weeks now. Bro, you nigga, don't act like you new to this shit, bro. You've seen my notepad in my phone. You physically know me. You have seen my notepad in my phone. My notepad is extensive with topics and video ideas. This one specifically was talked about in the Discord with Trey. Like, bro, this shit has been planned out. Like, no, bro. And you getting mad about me not answering the phone call, bro. I'm trying to work right now, bro. And you interrupting the shit because you feel some type of way because you know that you hold disdain towards me, nigga. Like, you know, you feel some type of way about me. So you coming in here and trying to correct the shit and do all this, like, bro. Come on, bro. Like, come on, bro. And talking about that's why it correlates to you leaving the Discord and everything you said today. Bruh, how? Explain to me how. Explain to me how, bro. Like genuinely. Explain to me how this live stream is directly correlated to any fucking words that I said in any Discord in my entire life. Like keep it a buck. Like keep it a buck. Explain it. Cause I can tell you right now, energetically, the only time that shit was on my mind was whenever you called me. And as soon as the phone call ended and I sewed up that energy and I said, I know who you are. I can tell you exactly who you are. And you fucking came in here and proved my point. It ended there. I haven't even used the same words like at all. Bro, peep it. There is more than this. And I know off your energy that no one fucks with me. And so I'm going to leave the Discord. Schwetzel. I don't, bro. I'll keep it a buck. I don't even know what you're talking about. So, like genuinely, this is weird shit. I ain't projecting nothing, bro. I can tell you right now. I can tell you right now, bro. Genuinely, I do not give a fuck. I just have perceptive abilities. I'm not going to play the fool. I'm not gonna act like the energy ain't fucked up. And you should be glad too. You should be glad too. Cause nigga, I told you in person how I react when people come at me with weirdo energy, bro. I told you what I do. I told you niggas' moms would get fucked. I told you a lot of shit, bro. I've done it plenty of times. Niggas hoes, niggas moms, niggas everything. I told you how I react, and you still came at me weird, and I still didn't do nothing, bro. Why? Because I wanted to be a true friend to you, bro. But it's weird energy every time I come around. Like I said, bro, I'm not the only one who has pointed it out. It's been other people who has came to me that I never mentioned anything to, who told me the same thing. These motherfuckers don't really fuck with you, or these motherfuckers got weird energy towards you. I don't know what it is. I don't know exactly what it is, but something ain't right here. Boom. It's very simple, bro. Like you coming in here telling me I'm projecting, telling me I'm doing all this and that. Like what are you talking about, bro? Like genuinely, cause I don't know. I don't know what you're on, bro. Like everything you doing is just proving my point, because you trying to like satiate the energy. You trying to like bring it back down and calm it back down and all this shit. Like I said though, I'm not even hot. My temperament is very cool right now. I might be physically hot and I'm sweating a little bit, and I might be very high energy because I get on my live streams and I like to be passionate. I like to do my shit. You want to know why? Because I know what the fuck I'm talking about, bro. Like it's very simple, bro. I got confidence. I got fucking belief in everything that I say. I got conviction in every word that I speak because I know I've experienced this shit, bro. Like it's very, very simple, bro. Like it's very simple. So you can be butthurt about the shit all you want. Like I said, I handled it the way that I handled it for the simple fact that my energy keeps getting played with in the chat. Nigga, I know motherfuckers is talking about me behind my back. I can feel it. I know niggas hold disdain towards me. I know niggas are envious. And that might not even be the right word to use, because I ain't even, in my mind, I ain't even got shit that a motherfucker should be envious of in the first place, except for my energy and my mind state and the way I look. But other than that, nigga, I feel it, bro. And you coming in here doing this, you just showing me that I was right all along. Like this ain't something that I'm creating in my mind. This ain't something that I'm, like I said, bro. You explain to me how A motherfucker who don't know you from a can of paint, and I ain't ever even mentioned anything sideways or negative to them about you, can come around you and then tell me there's something ain't right about this person. There's something ain't right about these people. There's something ain't right about this energy that they putting towards you. If you can explain that, my nigga, I might listen to anything that you got to say. Other than that, you standing on a fucking foundation built out of fallacy right now. And you trying to convince me that you really fuck with me stronger than you do for the simple fact that I don't know why. I don't know why. I'll be honest. I don't know why. But you don't fuck with me equally, nigga. You don't fuck with me how I would fuck with you, nigga. It's clear to see, bro. Very simple. Very simple, bro. But anyways, this is the type of shit that I'm talking about. Y'all, I even turned on live chat replays for this video specifically, just for the simple way it would technically, the chat would be on this side. I turned on live chat replays specifically for this type of situation. It's almost like I intuitively just knew that some shit like this was about to happen. If you want an example of the shit that I've been talking about, and once again, just to make it clear for anybody else who might be watching me thinking, oh, this nigga right here in the chat, he he know what he talking about. He calling you out or some shit. Just to make it clear for y'all. Number one, I don't give a fuck about losing nobody, bro. I've lost so much shit in my life. I've lost so many people. I've lost so much money. I've lost so many possessions. Bro, yeah, and rebuilt it. Y'all would never understand that. But aside from that, I never was upset because shit, if you don't fuck with me, you just don't fuck with me. Let's keep it even. You don't fuck with me how I fuck with you. Okay, then we ain't got no business being in cahoots. You know what I'm saying? We can build shit together all day long, bro. But if we not fucking with each other on the same type of level, bro, anything that we build is gonna come to a crumble. It's not built on a solid foundation. We don't have a true relation. We don't have a true ship to cruise on together in relation to each other. You get what I'm saying? So, and on top of that, like I said, I'm not mad. I didn't hop on this fucking live stream and come up with this concept in the last fucking, well, I've been on for an hour and 7 minutes now, but I hopped on the live stream essentially right after I left the Discord. So I didn't come up with this fucking concept in the last fucking 15 minutes between me leaving the fucking Discord and coming here now. That, like, nigga, come on, bro. Like, come on. That's just to make it clear for anybody who watching this and thinking that I'm up here in my feelings or some shit and I'm butthurt about some fucking grown man not fucking with me as another grown ass man. Like, I don't give a fuck. You got the game twisted, bro. And I ain't arguing with nobody too. That's another thing. Niggas think I be trying to argue with people and shit like that. No, it doesn't fit your bias. You start hurling out insults. You start telling niggas this and that. Bitch, I all I've done is simply express my point of view, give the concepts that back this point of view, give the level of understanding and perception that I have that show me this point of view and show me how the energy ain't right here. And it's still misunderstood. And all of a sudden, niggas think I'm trying to argue and shit. I don't give a fuck about that shit, bro. But low key, now that it has happened, it low key kind of do tie in with the fucking topic of the video. Like, this is the exact same shit. I sit here in the fucking internal world, knowing, in the space of knowing, in the space of utmost confidence, in the space of conviction, in the space of power, in the space of being a fucking creator and being truly me with no inhibitions at all, with no preconceived notions, with no programming or labels or titles or any type of shit that you might think that a motherfucker got attached to himself. But the moment that I'm coming from that space and start to explain things within that space and try to convey it in a physical way so that you might understand it, all of a sudden I don't know what I'm talking about. All of a sudden I'm crazy. All of a sudden this and that. All of a sudden I'm trying to fucking argue with people, bro. Like I said, when you coming from that space and you interacting with the physical world or the internet world from that space and you truly understand things, it's always going to be refuted in majority of situations unless you can do something with physical means and physical things that prove everything that you are peeping from the internal. You get what I'm saying? But this is the thing about it. A lot of people feel called out whenever you speak from that space, because what that is that's a true and raw frequency and vibration right there. When you're coming from, that's like coming from the real world with shit. You get what I'm saying? So when you coming from the internal realm, whatever space within yourself that you are in, and you are understanding this, and you're coming to physicality with it, it's always going to be something that's misunderstood. It's always going to be something that doesn't make sense due to the fact of majority of people just don't understand the internal world, and majority of people are only in the physical world and the internet world. You get what I'm saying? So and these things serve only to blind the eyes and blur the lines and all this extra type of shit. You get what I'm saying? But the proof is in the pudding. The proof is in the progress. The proof is in, you know what I'm saying? Like it's not that tough, bro. And whenever you get to that space where you're able to understand things that are going on in the internal realm, like truly, this will give you an understanding of the physical realm and the internet realm as well. You get what I'm saying? So when you truly understand things that are happening internally, you gain an understanding of both of the other two by default. And you gain an understanding of everyone else and what they have going on for the most part. You get what I'm saying? But like I said, when there's real beings, it's always going to be peachy keen. Real beings are going to understand this shit off rip. And it's not going to take a level of having to explain shit in 10 or 15 different ways and a motherfucker still not understanding it. Or explaining it in 10 to 15 different ways and then a motherfucker finally get it type shit. If it's like a real being, a person like me, a person that's a true creator, and I can name quite a few of them. If it's a person like that, it would be much more simple. They're going to pick it up the first time. They're going to understand the metaphors and they're going to understand the subtle nuances. And by a real being, I essentially just mean a person that understands the internal realm as well. A person that has done the work, a person that has taken all the weight on their shoulders and saved themselves, became their own savior, and really understands things and is not into worldly topics and talking points and wasting time on ignorant shit for the most part. You get what I'm saying? So those are the type of people that you truly want to build with, because on the flip side of things, then you're going to have situations like what just occurred here. Niggas hopping in your YouTube chat while they know you working, while they know, meanwhile, taking into consideration, while they know how serious you take the shit. You get what I'm saying? That while they know how serious you are about what it is you talk about, how serious you are about the content that you create, but they still going to bring themselves in and interrupt it and try to throw shade and throw dirt on your name. You get what I'm saying? And they going to try to remix the narrative and remix your audience into viewing you in a certain way now due to the fact of, oh, they was in their feelings and they butt hurt. This lets you know, like I said previously, the energy always got to come out at some point. You get what I'm saying? So a person might been able to hold this shit in. If you really have a level of perception, they're not going to be able to hide it. You're going to be able to smell it off the very fucking first interaction. You get what I'm saying? But on top of that, the energy got no choice but to come out at some point. So they might been holding the shit in real well and not saying too much about it. Only speaking on shit whenever you outside the room and shit like that. Only speaking in subtle sneak disses and shit like that. All of a sudden they remix your words and remix your energy and you see it and you feel it and you just gotta pinpoint it. You know what I'm saying? Then boom, all of a sudden you call it out. Now boom, now the energy got to show itself. Now, a lot of people might see all this spam in the chat and think, oh, this is just a person that really cares about you. They really valued their friendship with you, and that they really just wanted to fix things and repair things and seam up the seam up the seams and all this type of shit and da 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 da. Now, it might appear that way, but what is really going on from an internal perspective is not that. This is a person who, this right here is a person who they already been sneak dissing. So what they gonna do on top of that is they gonna come out and make things appear a certain way with their wordage and their linguistic skills and all this type of shit. Meanwhile, they have a whole different type of energy backing and supporting it. And the problem with this is as well, these things are coming from the internal realm, and a lot of people don't understand their own internal realm. So this might not be a thing that a person is consciously aware that they're carrying or expressing. You get what I'm saying? Like a person might truly believe, oh, I'm just trying to, like, they might believe that shit of what I just said as far as how it appear. Oh, this person just care and they just da 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 da. They might be thinking they really feel that way. They might be thinking that was really what their intention was. But at the end of the day, bro, if you know how to really truly peep game of the internal realm, you're going to be able to see the nasty shit that's clinging to a person's subconscious mind and be able to spot it off rip, bro. So, like, I might even lose a couple subscribers over this shit. I might even have a couple of people that come to every live stream that don't want to come to every live stream now over this type of shit. But I can tell you right now, I don't give a fuck, because for the simple fact of this right here, I only want true supporters who really fuck with me for me, number one. But number two, I want people who truly understand things, and I want people who truly understand the internal realm. That way, whenever I get into the physical realm and into the internet realm, I can be understood no matter what I do. You get what I'm saying? I can be truly understood no matter what I do, because that is one of my biggest things that I want is to be truly understood by people. You get what I'm saying? Being truly understood is an unmatched thing. You get what I'm saying? But a person who has the ability to understand me would never have no funky energy towards me. Period. That's 100% facts, bro. So it just is what it is. Like this whole live stream has turned into some into some shit correlated to this nigga now, bro. Like y'all see how sneaky these spirits be with this shit, bro. Like they come on, bro. Like, yeah, man, come on. Like, how, number one, how egoed out do you have to be to think that I solely went on live stream to sit up here and talk about you, bro? Like, that shit don't even make no sense, bro. And how unperceptive do you have to be to think that that's the way that I am? Think I'm looking for validation, or think I'm looking for attention, or think that you weigh so heavily on my mind that I want to get on live stream and sit here and talk about you. I was actually supposed to do this video yesterday. Matter of fact, I was supposed to do this shit yesterday, but my lazy ass didn't end up getting to it. So I got up today. I sewn up 2 sectors of some funky energy that was going on in my life and in my surroundings. So sewed up both of them effortlessly and flawlessly. Did that shit, and then I hopped on live stream, bro. You know what I'm saying? And the two things are not tied to each other at all. Like they are not tied to each other at all. The only thing that is tied to each other is the internal realm, the physical realm, and the internet realm. The 3 worlds, the way that we experience them and the way that we view them. That's the topic of conversation today. That is the reason for me going live. I don't give a fuck about what anyone else has going on. I'll tell you right now, because why? I just don't, bro. I've been through this shit 150,000 times, bro. And that's the thing about it, bro. It's like an insult to your own intelligence and your level of experience and your level of perception when a person is like, oh, you don't know what you're talking about. Like, I have experienced this time and time and time and time again. Now, yes, it might be in relation to certain mentalities that I was creating for myself in my much younger days, as far as self-sacrificing, wanting to be accepted, wanting to be loved, wanting to have friends, and like really giving a fuck about that type of shit. Like, yeah, all of this shit that I'm experiencing now is in response to that. and also certain traumatic events that I went through in my life that created mentalities that are based around fear, as far as being afraid of people fucking me over and not really fucking with me the long way and shit like that. You get what I'm saying? So yes, this shit is all in response to something that I did. So at the end of the day, it truly is all my fault for the way that I'm experiencing it at this current moment in time. But at the same time, no, it's your fault for putting that funky ass energy on me. That ain't my fault at all. You get what I'm saying? So it is what it is. But like I said, I'm not gonna sit up here and act like I'm not gonna sit up here and act like a person who is coming at me physically and through the internet is gonna make me refute the shit that I know is going on within the internal realm. Like, it's very simple, bro. It's very, very simple. Like, truly, very, very simple. I did this shit all just a part of the game, bro. And like I said, it's always gonna be misunderstood, bro. So I'm doing shit that is operating outside of people's understanding. I'm doing shit that is from the internal realm. And that's where all my concepts come from. That is where all my tactics come from, my strategies, my ways of expressing myself, how I conduct myself conversationally, how I approach things. Every single thing that you see from me comes from the internal world first. I don't operate based off of strictly physicality or the internet. Either one. I don't base things off of those things at all. I operate off of what is being sparked within the internal realm first. So whenever I speak about these things that I'm noticing from the internal realm, and I speak about these things that I am building, the things that I'm noticing, how I'm observing things, how I see things, when I start to speak about those things, all of a sudden it don't make sense again, bro. All of a sudden it don't make sense again, bro. All of a sudden people want to call me names. All of a sudden people want to think I'm arguing or just get a whole bunch of preconceived notions about some shit that is completely not who I am. And the thing about it is, y'all be so physicality minded and so internet minded to the point where y'all don't even know how to conduct yourselves when you're interacting with somebody who is more based on the internal realm. So whenever I'm expressing myself, everything that you're observing off of me is a reflection of your own bullshit. So you sitting here and telling me I'm seeking validation. I'm trying to argue with people. I have you in mind. I have this in mind. I have da 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 da. I have this. I have that. I have this issue. I have that issue. You are only saying that is because that's how you would react. You get what I'm saying? And now look, I know that this shit kind of pertain to whatever weird funky shit was going on in the chat right now, but aside from that, this is utmost truth. This will play out through any fucking body that you having some type of disagreement with, or anybody who just doesn't understand things that come from the internal realm, bro. Like try it out. Truly, if you a person who has no idea about the internal realm, watch some of my videos, put your work in, do your time, pay your dues, fucking do your shadow work, as they like to call it, and shit like that, and then start explaining some shit that you notice from your internal realm to a motherfucker in reality or to a motherfucker on the internet, and truly just test it out, experiment with the shit, test it out, and see what the fuck happens. You tell me what the fuck happens. And all of a sudden it's fallacy now. All of a sudden it's fallacy now. All of a sudden we delusional and we in our imagination and shit like that. And fucking we too Pisces'd out. And all of a sudden we need a straitjacket. Now, this shit is stupid, bro. This shit is stupid. And this is the thing about it. This is the thing about it. I know that y'all, majority of the world, either be playing dumb or what was the other option? I know most of y'all in real life and on the internet are either simply playing dumb and trying to use it as a manipulation tactic, or you really just that deeply programmed and you that physical minded? Because this is the thing about it. I'm a Capricorn sun. My Mercury is in Capricorn. Okay. Understand that. And I'm pretty sure Mercury is exalted in Capricorn, which is another thing to take into consideration. I'm a Capricorn sun, Taurus moon, and a Mercury in Capricorn. And like I said, I'm pretty sure I'll have to take a second look at it. I can do that here in a moment if you guys would like. But fucking Mercury is exalted in Capricorn, bitch. I'm pretty sure that's the way it is. We gonna look it up right now. We gonna look it up right now. Just to define this point. Come on, don't be a weirdo, bro. Sorry, y'all. Give me a fucking second. My goddamn shit is being weird right now. Okay, no. I'm off a little bit here. It says that it says that Mercury is exalted in Virgo. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, no. It's Virgo. It's Virgo. I'm tweaking on that point. You know what I'm saying? But yeah. So I've got a sun in Capricorn, a moon in Taurus, and a Mercury in Capricorn. So this is the thing about it. This is how I know that majority of the people that I interact with that are very surface level and physical minded, y'all either just be playing dumb for a manipulation tactic, or y'all are just that deeply programmed and haven't done any type of work on yourself to understand anything. Motherfuckers that take 100,000 psychedelics and just think that they the most enlightened mind on the fucking planet now all of a sudden. And that's just like, let's be honest. Psychedelics can help in certain scenarios for certain people, in my opinion, but that is not the end all be all, number one. And number two, it does not, that's not the way, bro. Like the psychedelic shit is not the way. That shit don't get you where you think that is getting you to. It only give you a piece of the puzzle. You got to do the work and put the fucking stepping stones in place to get the rest of the piece of the puzzle. You get what I'm saying? To make a completed image and something that you can actually observe and be able to understand and be able to actually implement into your life as a strategy so that you fucking achieve, receive, and fucking generate the things that you want in life. And also heal yourself so that you're not fucking hurting and stinging on other people all the time and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? But that's how I know most of y'all are either playing dumb or you truly just that deep in the programming and fucking don't know what to think for yourself and shit like that. Because sun in Capricorn, moon in Taurus, Mercury in Capricorn. Practicality is what I do. The way that I think, communicate, and analyze things by default is in a practical way, bitch. Like, come on now. Look it up right now. Look it up right now and tell me what it means to have Mercury in Capricorn. What it mean when that energy is in that position, in that planet. Look it up right now and tell me. That means the way that I think, analyze, and communicate utilizing the air element is by default earth-based, practical, makes sense in reality, bitch. So there's only two ways it goes. You're either playing stupid and trying to play me, or you just that deep into programming and don't know how to think for yourself. Now, the second one, that's not really that much of your fault. But there are things that you can do to fix it. And as a grown-ass adult, there are certain things that you should have realized at this point, and certain strategies that you should have started implementing, and certain things you should have started working on instead of being a lazy bitch and continuing to play the fool and shit like that, and just allow yourself to be stupid. I don't like that. And this is the thing about it. I don't like to let people in my environment just succumb to stupidity either. You get what I'm saying? So I'm going to call out everything when I see it. And there's certain things that when you cross the line, it's over with. Like it's all the way over with. I've told people this. Every person, pretty much every person that I'm around for a good period of time and is around me on like a day-to-day basis, or we're building some shit together or something like that. I warn everyone, my boundaries are very simple, bro. Like my boundaries are literally strictly correlated from an internal perspective around the basis of respect as another human being. That is all that I expect, and that is all that I ask for from anyone, is a basic level of respect as a human being with true dignity and morality, that and true honor. That is all that I expect and all that I demand from people. If you cross that line, it's sayonara, sucker. There's not much more that I can tell you. You know what I mean? And we just talking about this now because all this shit happened, but I just want to make some lines firm for myself. And just to let it be known for any other motherfuckers who like might be watching me through the internet and might be wanting to develop a relationship with me in real life at a certain point, or some type of shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Which low key kind of weird to a certain degree anyways, but what's it called? I can't really say too much about it because there's certain people on the internet that I see and I'd be like, oh damn, I would like to like build some shit with them. I'd like to do like some creative shit with them and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, so we just talking about this for the simple fact of letting those lines be drawn for myself, so that that way, like moving forward, I stand even firmer on those boundaries and on those basic principles of respect and shit like that, and the things that I stand on as a person, and be more firm on them, as well as to convey that for people who might be watching me from the distance and want to collab and incorporate themselves with me and my energy moving forward. You get what I'm saying? But yeah, it's not that complicated to be a good fucking person, really. It's not complicated to understand things either. It just takes a level of work and a level of respect for yourself, and also a level of confidence too, bro. If your confidence factor is broken, like that will stop and slow down a lot of shit and a lot of progress in your life, and it'll make you burn a lot of bridges with people that necessarily didn't need to be burned with, even if you don't value this person very so that much. It might not be necessary to burn a bridge with them due to the simple fact of you never know what they can offer to you down the line and shit like that. You get what I'm saying? So it's not always necessarily beneficial to just be burning bridges all the time, bro. But I can tell you now, I don't trample on nobody's boundaries. I don't step on nobody's respect. Like, I know how to conduct myself. I know how to be a true friend to people. I know how to have my energy in the right places. I know how to completely disregard and ignore a nigga's girlfriend and not give her no energy. Like I know how to, like, there's a lot of things, bro, that go into this. But me being the type of person I am, my shit gets stepped on sometimes. And at this point in my life, bro, I'm not a little kid no more. I'm not a baby. I'm a grown ass man, bro. Like I'm not, like, this shit don't have to be violent. This shit don't have to be an argument like what motherfuckers think it is. But you know what I'm saying? I'm cutting ties and I'm dipping out the circumstance of situation. I'm not going to continue to entertain that. I'm not going to allow you to hit me with the gift of gab and speak sweetly in my ear and convince me to continue to fuck with you, even though you don't fuck with me, bro. And I know it. You know what I'm saying? because that's how it goes. Only a person who truly don't fuck with you is going to trample your boundaries. That's the biggest thing to take into consideration. If your boundaries are continuously being stepped on by one person in particular, just know that they don't truly fuck with you how you think they do, or how they claim to, or how you wish that they would. So stop looking to their potential. Stop feasting off of what they're able to make themselves appear like with their snake-like reptilian shape-shifting type of qualities. You get what I'm saying? And I know those words have a lot of baggage on them too. I don't physically mean fucking reptilian beings is all shifting and sneaking and swerving and all this type of shit. No, I'm just using that as a metaphor. You know what I'm saying? I don't know why I chose to use those words, but that's what that shit look like from an internal perspective. When motherfuckers is all wishy-washy with their energy and they all fucking accumulative and all duality and all fucking stepping into all these different weird arenas and shit like that. That's what it looked like to me. It looked like some reptilian shape-shifting fangs in the mouth, vampiric trying to take your energy and finesse motherfuckers type of shit. What kind of position are you in to be giving this type of life advice? That is a very good question. But this can be answered with two answers. The first answer that I can give you is that question should never be asked, and that question should never matter, because wisdom and knowledge always prevails. It does not matter what your external circumstance and situation looks like. It does not matter what your external circumstance and situation looks like. You can be a very wise person and not have a lot of material possessions. You can be a very wise person and not have certain credentials that certain people like. This is like a suggestive type of way of speech right here. The way that you constructed that suggests to me that you're expecting me to have some type of college education, or you're expecting me to have some type of degree or credentials, or some type of 10 years or more of experience working with the public, or working with drug rehabilitation, or working with therapy clients, or stuff like that. You get what I'm saying? Now, those things can be important, and they can be, I don't want to say they can be important. They can be useful as a tool, because they can get you into certain doors that being a person that's more raw and authentic with it can't get you into. You get what I'm saying? A lot of people would be more willing to listen to you if you say like, oh yes, I have a master's degree in psychology and da 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 da, and I went to this college and I did this thing and I did da 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 da. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, those things aren't always important, but they can be very useful. Wow. Okay, some shit was trying to pop up in the background. Sorry for stopping. You get what I'm saying? But like I said, wisdom and knowledge is what always prevails. It doesn't matter what you have. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what your stake in physicality is. It doesn't matter what your stake in reality is. It doesn't matter what level of success that you've been able to generate for yourself in reality. What matters is wisdom and knowledge, and the knowing that everything that people look to as far as what should be valid and what should be considered and what should be listened to, you know what I'm saying? Those things are on the way, and those things come in due time with the process that you're doing, because you're coming from the internal world. So you're in a position where you're building that something that is much, much, much bigger and much greater and far beyond what majority of people are building by taking the easy route, which would be going and getting a 9-to-5 job and working in forced slavery for the rest of your life and retiring at 62 years old. Much bigger than simply just going to college and getting a degree in psychology and becoming a therapist. Simply going to college and getting a degree in medicine and becoming a doctor and da 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 da. All that shit, the blueprint has already been made for that type of thing. You get what I'm saying? I'm the type of person, I'm creating my own blueprint. So I'm creating my own path. And therefore, I'm creating my own outcome. And therefore, I'm creating, you'll see. You get what I'm saying? But anyways, the second way that that question can be answered is this. I'm in the position of a creator. You get what I'm saying? That is the position that I am in. I am in the position of a creator with a mentality that is much more sufficient than majority of people that I've seen living out a base level of existence on this plane that we call the third dimension or Earth. You get what I'm saying? So that would be the specific position that I am in. You get what I'm saying? Regardless of whatever physical objects that I have, regardless of what type of house I live in, what type of clothes that I put on my body, what type of gold chain, jewelry, fucking silver fang tooth grills in my mouth that I have, regardless of any of that shit, just know the position that I am in is the position of a creator, the position of being creative, the position of holding true power, and the position of having sufficient mentalities for myself. That way I'm able to navigate through highs and lows at a much more sufficient and a much more rapid pace than majority of the world would be able to do. So that is the position that I am currently in personally, physically, and internally. You get what I'm saying? And on the internet. All three of these are the same for me because I got the true foundation and I got the true starting point. I'm starting within myself first, taking care of myself first, and then that way it branches out into physicality, and I can do things like this and come online and actually give this type of life advice and give these type of things that would be able to help other people to understand themselves and therefore understand their reality and how it's been constructed based upon the mentalities they created for themselves in their own internal realm, and therefore they can see what their reality is, what it looks like, how they can understand it, and why it is the way that it is, as well as why their internet life looks how it looks as well, why their algorithm is the way that it is, why certain information is presented to them through their algorithm, and da 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 da. All these things go back to the internal realm first. You get what I'm saying? So that's where I'm coming from. That's the position I'm in. I'm coming from that space. I'm coming from heaven-like, pristine, pretty, clean, pure space internally. So that's the position I'm in, and that is what gives me not only the right, but the level of perception and understanding to be able to kick this game and give this wisdom and knowledge and actually be able to present advice to individuals that actually works not only in the internal realm but in reality and on the internet as well. You get what I'm saying? So boom. It's called contributing to society is what you're referring to. I don't know what you mean by that question. I think that was kind of a position of you trying to throw shade at me for the simple fact that I was kind of in the energy of dissing certain indoctrination programs as far as taking the simple, easy route and doing the thing that already has a blueprint laid out for you as far as going and working a job and fucking being in slavery till you 62 years old and retire, and going to college and learning their information and their intellect and their way of understanding things and shit like that. So I'm just going to ignore that one for the moment. I'm pretty sure that's what you were getting at with that. You get what I'm saying? So boom, let's move on to the next one. What is the point of life then if you aren't willing to help others? The point of life is whatever the fuck you want the point of life to be. You decide. You get what I'm saying? Now, for me personally, helping others is a part of the program. I just previously stated that before I even seen your comment, so you know that I'm not bullshitting you. You get what I'm saying? So yeah, for me, helping others is a part of the program. It is part of the point of life for me, the purpose, the whatever the fuck that you think it may be. It's a thing that the point of life is what you naturally, the point of life and your purpose is what you are naturally drawn to by default, as well as what you choose and pick and decide for yourself to interact with, and how you want things to be shaped up, and what energies that you want to participate in, and how you want to express yourself. You get what I'm saying? That's what the point is. But for me personally, helping people is a part of the program. And then Caden Shaw once again says, where do you seek wisdom from? Number one thing, I'm gonna go ahead and refute your linguistics right now. I don't ever seek wisdom. That there is no seeking. Wisdom comes to me and it flows through me. Okay, that's the number one thing to understand. Seeking something implies that you don't already have it. So therefore, the universe is not going to be in a perspective, aka how I told you that it starts with the internal realm, and then it's reflected in the physical realm as well as the internet realm. You get what I'm saying? If you in the space of knowing that you already have wisdom within yourself, and the true wisdom comes from you internally, you get what I'm saying? It puts your physical reality and your internet reality in a disposition where it has to reflect and match what you were doing on this internal realm whenever you were spending time building that mentality of having wisdom and having utmost faith and knowing in that wisdom. You get what I'm saying? So these things will start to reflect itself off of that internal realm, right? So that's where you would get positions of being in a situation where it's like you hear people saying like, oh, the universe met me halfway, or the universe got my back, or the universe looking out for me, or da 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 da. I'm being divinely guided. I'm being divinely protected. I'm being brought information, and da 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 da, shit like that. You know what I'm saying? That's where you would have those examples at, because whenever you are in that space of having a true intellect within yourself, having a true level of wisdom and perception within yourself, you get what I'm saying? What's going to happen is life and the internet going to reflect that, and it's going to bring to you certain things that either confirm or deny whatever you had going on in your internal space whenever you were in that realm and creating this mentality in the first place. But it's also going to bring more information about, to allow you to use as tools to help you expand that wisdom and expand that intellect. That way you can expand your vocabulary, you can expand your way of understanding things, you can get more information pertaining to certain topics and certain concepts that your mind is already on, that allows you to expand on that concept. That way you can come on live stream and have no script and go for 2 hours straight on the same topic, and broaden it and expand upon it the whole time without really repeating yourself, and without really anyone having an ability to be able to refute whatever it is you're talking about. Because true wisdom cannot be refuted, because it's something, like I said, true wisdom is what prevails. So true wisdom will prevail not only in the internal realm, but it will also prevail in the physical reality as well as the internet reality. You get what I'm saying? So whatever you are taking from that internal space, if you actually are in a space of having true wisdom, whenever it's brought into reality, people might tell you you're crazy, but your point can't really be refuted. Nobody can come up with any logic and reasoning or any level of intellect that can actually refute what it is that you're talking about. The only thing that they can do is attack you with, the only thing that they can do at that point, when it can't be refuted and they can't come up with a logical or intellectual argument to break that wisdom that you just expressed from your internal realm, the only thing that they can do at that point is attack you with feelings and opinions. That's the only things that they can do. That's literally all they can do. Opinions and feelings. There's nothing There's nothing that they can bring to you that is actually practical and makes sense to refute your argument, because it's coming from that space of wisdom. You get what I'm saying? So boom, move on to the next one. So yeah, we don't seek wisdom at all. We never seek anything, whatever it is that we need and we feel like we lacking at the moment. We, number one, understand that we already have it, and number two, we create it for ourselves. You get what I'm saying? That's how it works. So we don't ever seek anything, and we damn sure don't seek wisdom, because wisdom come easily and it flows straight through me. That's why I'm able to freestyle this shit, no script. Simply come on here, create a title, have a concept in mind, and boom, I can talk about it in many different ways, and I can expand on it and broaden it as much as I need to. You get what I'm saying? Until I feel like it's sufficiently expressed and sufficiently understood to the point where I don't need to go back and redo it or re-expand on it. Because that's what being in a true space that reflect you internally will help you do. It'll help you be able to observe things in a manner in which you will know where you need to, like, you will know when you're doing too much and you drawing shit out too much, and you will know when you're not doing enough as well. So that way you can find your balance in between both of those things, and then you come at things with more of a totality perspective. Not only that, a more universal perspective, but you get things out in the right way, in the right breadth, and the right length that you need it to be. That way it's not too drawn out, and it's not too short and need more juice put into it. You get what I'm saying? And then Caden Shaw talking about, so being a doctor is easy. That's not what I'm saying at all. You're jumping to conclusions based off of what I'm saying. If you a peep game of the words, how I said them, and not only that, my body language, I'm not sitting here saying that being a doctor is easy, because what do it take to be a doctor? Like, let's truly break it down. What do it take to be a doctor? It take having good grades from elementary school all the way to high school. It take that. And if you poor, it take getting a scholarship or a grant or some type of FAFSA, money from the government, some type of student loans or some type of shit like that. You get what I'm saying? So that's already a lot of work from K through 12. You got to be on pivot. You got to be on point. Pretty much like fucking AB honor roll, fucking 4.0 GPA, fucking what's the other one? Master attendance awards or whatever the fuck that shit was, never missing a day and shit like that. That's a lot of work just to get through K through 12 in that type of way, physically. You get what I'm saying? And mentally to a certain degree, but a lot of this shit just be common sense. So we can't really say that to a person like me, this shit just be common sense. And a lot of it be lies too. So and most of the shit that you learn is just a memorization game as well. You know what I'm saying? So, but still, yeah, that's a lot of work physically and mentally just to get to the point of graduating high school. You get what I'm saying? With the grades that would actually warrant you being a doctor, or actual prestigious colleges having like an actual interest in you and shit like that. But and so let's continue breaking it down. That's a lot of work, just K through 12. Now you got to apply to all these colleges. You got to hope that you get in. You got to have the good grades to be able to get in. You got to write you got to write what's it called? You got to write what do you call? You got to write like admittance letters or whatever. I forget what the fuck the name of that letter that you write in is, to like convince the college to accept your application or whatever. You get what I'm saying? You got to do all type of shit like that. Then boom, after that, what do you got to do? You probably got to go to school for another fucking more 10 to 12 probably years on top of that. As far as medical school, depending on what type of doctor you want to be, like an anesthesiologist or a surgeon or or some shit like that. You get what I'm saying? So boom, you got to go through all that too. And then by the time you graduate, you and while you in college, keep in mind, you might have to do work study programs. You might have to do internships. You might have to do all type of shit. You might have to do certain shit outside of the classroom after school hours is already over, when you're supposed to be having your own time to peacefully kick back, feed up and shit like that. you might have to do that. And then when you graduate, you still got to go and look for a fucking job. Like, you're not guaranteed to even get a job immediately, and that's not easy. That's a lot of strain and stress. Shit, I just went to college. I just went to school for fucking 22 years, and I don't even have a job. I don't know how I'm gonna make it to the end of the week. I don't know. I don't even have an apartment at this point. I was living on campus housing. Now I'm gonna have to go move in with my mama, and I got a doctorate degree in fucking medical science and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So that's a lot of stress and strain. It's not easy in that way, the way that you're thinking that I'm saying. It's very physically, mentally, emotionally taxing, yes. But number one, that's by design. But number two, the thing about it is the reason that going to college and becoming a doctor is easy, going to job, going to work, going out in the public, finding a job, going to work, getting a job, working that job until you retire and become 62 years old is easy, is because the blueprint is already laid out for you. So even though it do take a level of physical strain, mental and emotional strain, it doesn't take the level of physical, mental, and emotional strain that it would take to be a trailblazer and create your own blueprint. You get what I'm saying? And create your own platform instead of operating and basing all your moves and your motives off of someone else's platform that they already created for you. You get what I'm saying? So it's not to say that these things are like easy. I'm just gonna fucking la-di-da-di-da, go to college and not have to do shit, and I can just sit here and fucking kick back with my feet up and shit like that. No, it's not. It's not to say that it's easy in that way. It's easy on the way of the creator spirit. You get what I'm saying? It's easy in that way. Like that would be more along the lines of being like consumer spirit type of shit. Because it's like, oh, because most situations of people who become doctors is something that their parents forced them into, and it's something that most people told them to do their whole life and shit like that. So that's why it's easy, because you can simply just listen to the people that's around you instead of doing the work that it takes to put in and create a business or create a true creative, impactful, insightful type of idea, an introspective type of platform or some shit like that. You get what I'm saying? It doesn't take as much brain power, if you want to use those words. It doesn't take as much creative essence. It doesn't take as much energy work for you to do that, because this is the simple thing about it. You can simply do what you're told and coast through the shit. You don't really have to think for yourself. All you have to do is, and that's the thing about it. Even a doctor today who went through all those years of schooling, when they're in the when they're in the surgery room today, right now, what is going on in their mind? If a issue arises in the surgery, the first thing that's going to come to their mind is whatever that textbook or whatever that professor told them that needs to happen in response to this issue. Say, for example, a vein get cut or some type of shit like that in a real wicked type of way, and this person's like about to die right the fuck now, right? Instead, and say, for example, in this particular situation, the way to fix this issue needs some type of critical thinking, spur of the moment, spontaneous, creative idea to actually fix this vein and sew this person's vein up, right? Now, majority of surgeons and doctors in the surgery room or nurses is going to sit here and refer back to that textbook or that professor in their mind immediately. And they're not going to have the capacity and the space to actually implement some critical thinking skills and come up with a creative solution that they just thought up of off the top of their head right on the spot. You get what I'm saying? Most people would be referring back to the textbook. And now this person that's on the table, that fucking solution right there that was in the textbook only spoke for a certain small percentage level of cases and situations and scenarios. You get what I'm saying? But so now this person's about to die on the fucking operating table for the simple fact that this person has went through all these years of schooling and they've been taught to abandon their critical thinking skills and to adopt whatever way of thinking and whatever way of viewing things and whatever strategies were in that textbook or how that professor viewed things. You get what I'm saying? Because they had to memorize all that shit. They wasn't allowed to have any type of creative responses. Just for example, this is how you know school is indoctrination and it teaches you to abandon your critical thinking skills. This is the one big thing. You remember back in math class whenever the teacher will put a problem on your piece of paper and it tell you show your work, right? Now, you do this math problem a way that is in opposition to how this teacher actually showed you how to do this math problem. But at the end of the day, you both get the same correct answer. You get what I'm saying? That math problem in 99.9% of scenarios would be marked as wrong for the simple fact that you didn't do it the way that you was taught to do it. You did it your own creative, unique way and still got the same results. You get what I'm saying? That's how you know. That confirm it. Now, in some rare cases with a very cool teacher that's more artistically and creatively inclined, they might give you half credit for it. You get what I'm saying? But still, you're being marked as half wrong for the simple fact that you didn't do it the way that I taught you to do it. You get what I'm saying? So your critical thinking skills are under attack when it comes into any of these levels of indoctrination. But like I said, the reason that becoming a doctor, lawyer, going to work a 9-to-5 job until you retire and any other level of shit like that is easy is because the simple fact that the blueprint was already created for you and we know that it works to a certain degree. That's simple. That's why it's easy. The thing that is difficult is to be impactful, creative, insightful, artistic. You get what I'm saying? Things that take a level of critical thinking and adapting to certain environments, whether that be through business means, whether that be through the internet, you making content and learning how you need to adapt your content style and whatever it may be. These things are harder because it take a level of critical thinking and it take a level of even more dedication than the other shit. Because it'll be easy to wake up every day and go do this shit because you know it's going to pay your bills at the end of the week. And you know that by the time you get out of school, it might take you a little bit, but you still going to find a job that pays well and handles all the bills. Now, try being a creative motherfucker with real critical thinking skills who didn't go to school and who is trying to build something for themselves and in a situation where you got to have dedication towards this shit and you don't even know if it's going to pay your bills. You don't even know if it's going to give you you don't know for facts if it's going to give you this shit because there's no blueprint. You the one who's creating it. You don't know if this actually work yet or not. You don't know what changes you going to have to make down the line and how you going to have to adjust and all this shit. And you still got to wake up every single day and be dedicated and motivated and have energy to put towards this shit for the simple fact that shit, I'm not taking the easy route. I'm a do me. I'm gonna make the pave, or I'm gonna make the way, and I'm gonna leave my mark on this bitch. Fuck whatever else they talking about. Bada bing, bada boom. It's that simple, bro. Okay, so Caden Shaw is still speaking in the chat. We'll move on to the next one. So we broke down that doctor shit for a good minute, but like y'all get the gist. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, y'all get the gist. If you understand life to any certain degree or level, you will understand exactly what the fuck I just told you right now. You get what I'm saying? So boom, on to the next one. Caden Shaw talking about, I get what you're saying, but if you have a vision, you have to put the work in. Rather, you have to change your mentality or not, you aren't going to get anywhere without putting any work in. Yes, exactly. Once again, I just said, like, you know that I know what I'm talking about for the simple fact that I just said what you just said to me before I even read your comment, bro. Like, yes, you like the vision is one thing. The imagination is one thing. The dream is one thing. The work, the discipline, the dedication, the fucking everyday waking up and grinding on this shit takes patience, takes dedication. It takes putting that work in. It takes adjusting your mentality. It takes being willing to adapt and adjust to whatever the fuck you need to do to make this shit more sustainable, more sufficient, more something that looks like the same shit that everybody else is chasing, but you're not chasing it. You just creating it from your own internal, from your own internal realm, from your own vision. And like I said, you talking about the vision. It seemed like you trying to imply like a nigga like me don't put the work in or some shit like that. Like, nah, I can explain to you exactly how the shit work. You start with the vision. You start with the internal, right? So you start with that. You create a vision, you create a goal, you create a dream, you create a imagination, or it just comes to you naturally. However way that it came to you. You get what I'm saying? So you start with that. And from that, it starts to develop itself. You get what I'm saying? The more that you interact with that vision, the more that it starts to develop itself. So what happens is the vision goes and it's like the center focal point on your internal realm. That's the thing that you are focusing on at the moment. Like your attention might be spread out into other areas, and like you might have your attention split on different percentage levels between different things. Like, yeah, this imagination, this vision that I created for myself, yes, this is like my main focus at the moment. But I also want to focus on making myself a better person. I also want to focus on doing this shadow work. I also want to focus on understanding this about myself and adjusting this about myself and working on this piece of myself and da 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 da. So you can have your focus split. You get what I'm saying? But you start with the vision. Once it develop itself and more become more rounded and become more something that more so of what it looks like and how you want it to appear and shit like that. Now what happens is you'll start to develop a practical application towards this vision. So, and this is if you're actually serious about it, you're putting in the work to clear out your mind and make space for this vision within your internal space. You get what I'm saying? So, the more that you do that, the more that there will start to be certain mentalities that will start to be created within yourself. This happens naturally. So for me, it happens naturally. Some people might need to actually put in a little bit of intentional. At this point, it happens naturally for me. But in the beginning stages, you might need to put in a little bit more intent into developing these mentalities around this vision for the practical application. AKA, you're gonna start to get a level of know-how. You get what I'm saying? But, and this is the thing too, there's certain people who do this and they gain that level of know-how. They start to develop a mentality around their vision that tells them the practical application and the certain things and certain systems that they should start with, and the certain ways of expressing themselves and the certain ways of presenting whatever it is to the world and da 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 da. And then they just sit on that and they never actually act on it. You get what I'm saying? That they never actually go and do the work of whatever it is that mentality was trying to tell them. You get what I'm saying? So that type of person just ends up staying stuck, and they're in fucking wishy-washy dreamland for all their life, and then shit just start to look like it don't make sense. You know what I'm saying? But with a person who gets those base level practical application mentalities around their vision first, and then starts to actually act on those things, okay, well, I had this thought and feeling. I felt like if I did this would happen. So let me actually go and try that out. You get what I'm saying? You go and do that. Now that's part of the practical application. That's part of putting that work in. But when you're in a situation of putting that work in, what's going to happen is it's going to teach you what works and what doesn't work. You get what I'm saying? So you will start to develop more mentalities off of the work that you're putting in towards this vision. You get what I'm saying? So whenever you're out here putting that work in towards this vision, you might see how a certain thing that you're doing to get yourself closer to this vision or this end goal for yourself you might see how certain things that you're doing is slowing it down, or it's not efficient as it could be, or it's this or it's that, or da 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 da. And the literally you going and acting on it and actually putting in the work is what's going to teach you what does work and what doesn't work, and will give you, the more that you put in the work towards it, even if it's a faulty system and you know that it's not working sufficiently for you, or some shit like that, the more that you interact with it, the more that you're going to start to naturally just develop more mentalities that give you a sense of upgrading, making things more efficient, adjusting and adapting, and making things happen faster, making things more rapid, making things more fluid movement, and it just goes better and much more smoother. You get what I'm saying? Instead of being in a position like now, like this. One day a person had an idea to go and move a pile of rocks, right? Now they were going to that pile of rocks and they were picking it up one rock at a time. And mind you, the walk to the rock pile and where they trying to move the rock pile to is a very long distance. You get what I'm saying? So they're walking all the way over to the rock pile. They pick one rock up at a time because that's all they can fit in their one hand. Then they walk all the way back to where they trying to move the rock to, set the rock down. And then they go back and forth and keep doing that. So somebody did that in reality at one point, right? So the more that this person did that, the more that this person was like, this don't really make sense. And this isn't really efficient. Like, it's taking me a long ass time to move these pile of rocks from right here to over here. I wonder if there's something that I could come up with that would help me move these rocks at a much more sufficient and rapid pace. And it would be much more efficient. I wouldn't have to expend so much energy into walking all the way over here and picking up the rock and da 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 da. Boom. So what did they do? They invented a shovel and a wheelbarrow. You get what I'm saying? So now he's rolling over to the rock pile, and then he's shoveling up the rocks, putting them into the wheelbarrow, and then he take the wheelbarrow and wheel it off to the pile. Now, at a certain point, he gonna start to think, now this is much better than walking back and forth. This is much better than the shit that I was previously doing, right? This is so much better than walking back and forth from the rock pile. But still, I'm using a lot of energy to actually physically shovel the rock up out of to shovel the pile of rock and put it into the wheelbarrow. I'm still putting a lot of energy into doing that. And on top of that, I'm spending extra energy to the point of me having to fucking wheel the wheelbarrow all the way back there, heavy as fuck, with 100,000 rocks in it. You know what I'm saying? So, what is something that I can make to make this system more efficient now? You get what I'm saying? Boom. Let me introduce a fucking tractor into the scenario. You get what I'm saying? Like now let me invent a tractor with a big bucket type system on it that I can just roll up to it. I can just drive this shit. I ain't even gotta be walking. I ain't even gotta expend no energy now. All I do is drive, flick the little lever on the thing, fucking flick the lever on the joint, and then I'm picking up these rocks and putting them wherever the fuck I need to now. I don't have to sit here and put all this energy and extra time into the shit and make it take way longer than it did. Now I can get this whole pile of rocks moved in one day rather than me spending fucking weeks and months sitting here for no reason, you know? But yeah, on to the next one. Experience is the best teacher. What did I just tell you? What did I just tell you? Experience is the best teacher. It's what's going to reveal what does work and what doesn't work, and it's what's going to give you mentalities as far as how to make systems better and how to do things in a more efficient manner. You know what I'm saying? And that's just in the aspect of what we're talking about right now. In life, though, in real life, experience is the best teacher anyways. No matter what it is that you're into, no matter what it is you're trying to get over, whatever hurdles, whatever is blocking you, experience is the best teacher. No matter what. That's 100% fact. IDK, if you read, I don't know if you read any Hum or Locke. I can look into it. I'll be honest. I ain't read a book in a good while. The last book that I read was the Bible. I read the Bible like 2 or 3 times. But other than that, bro, I don't really read a lot of modern books, especially I'm pretty sure Locke has something to do with like psychology and shit, right? You know what I'm saying? I don't, but yeah, I ain't read a book in a long time, bro. The last shit that I read is the Bible. The only reason that I'm able to express things in this type of way and understand things from a true perspective, and have this level of wisdom that I have is simply just due to the work that I've done in the internal world to make me into the person that I am today. And that's the only reason that I have this wisdom. That's the only reason that I'm able to express things like this. That's the only reason that I have this level of intellect and intelligence. It literally just came to me naturally from being myself and making myself better. That's it. Best teacher. Yeah. On to the next one. And then nigga said, so there aren't doctors that aren't against the grain trying to make a change. See, bro, you weird with your energy, Mr. Caden Shaw, bro. Like you like real wishy-washy back and forth. You know what I'm saying? It's like certain comments that you hold up, y'all. My sister called me. Hello? All right, guys, bad news. I have to go pick up my sister, so I'm gonna have to end this one a little bit early here. I did want to continue on with at least reading comments and shit like that, and breaking down more expansion on this main talking point here. Say one more thing. Caden Shaw, bro, I fuck with you because some of these questions are like necessary, you know what? So like necessary and like beneficial for me to speak about. Like some of the shit that you saying is just like leaving a bad taste in my mouth for the simple fact that not only are you misunderstanding what I'm saying in certain scenarios, but it's almost like you trying to like subliminally diss me in some type of way. Cause I never even said there was no doctors that had critical thinking skills. I never said there was no doctors that ain't trying to make real change and stuff like this. Like just like if I'm you are, if that's like not in your intention, bro, like moving forward, if you come into this channel, just like peep game of the energy that you be in whenever you type certain things to me, because like I just feel like, yeah, bro, like I could just tell, bro, like you trying to like you showing love but trying to like throw off the point at the same time. But yeah, I gotta run and pick up my sister. Much love to all of y'all. I'll be back on this bitch with another talking point at some point. I don't know when it's gonna be. Probably later. I'm low key on one today. I just went 217 and didn't miss a beat. Didn't stop for nothing except for that simple single phone call that took 15 seconds right there. But anyways, I love y'all. Thanks everybody for tuning in. Anybody who saw this video that I know personally that's in the DMs, message me. Anybody like that I know through the internet, any of that shit who be in my DMs and stuff, message me after this video. I'll come and talk to you when I get back from picking my sister up. 1 second. Peace.